With every Bond film, there's the expected, seemingly endless run of merchandise to go with it. As much as I love a new Bond film, the bank balance doesn't always agree. Lots of books are released every year relating to Bond, but this ramps up when the new film is due. Vintage, having re-released Goldfinger a few weeks ago to tie in with Trigger Mortis, are now releasing 3 more Bond novels in one. Entitled The Spectre Trilogy, it's due for release on October the 1st and contains the 3 Fleming stories that feature, you guessed it, Spectre. These are of course Thunderball, On Her Majesty's Secret Service and You Only Live Twice. On the same day, DK will be releasing Bond by Design, The Art of the James Bond Films, featuring material from Spectre. This book will take a look at the art and design of the Bond films, from storyboards to set designs, by delving into the Ion archives. The book is the same size and has the same number of pages as 2012's 50 Years of Movie Posters book, so we can expect a large, high-quality publication from this release. The novel of The Spy Who Loved Me mentions Spectre, with Bond on a mission to root out the organisation, but this is not included in the omnibus edition due to its tentative links. However, this hasn't stopped Titan Books, who are re-releasing the original Daily Express comic strips that were based on Fleming's novel. In fairness, the comic strip contains a different plot to the book, thanks to Fleming's insistence. Therefore a new story with the return of Spectre was devised, hence its inclusion here. The book contains all 4 adaptations, entitled Spectre, the Complete Comic Strip Collection. The book contains a foreword by John Logan, screenwriter of Spectre, and features a very similar blue background to the Spectre poster, tying it in nicely. The book is being released on October the 23rd in the UK and November the 24th in the US. One noticeable absence this year is the Spectre edition of Bond on Set, featuring Greg Williams' excellent photography. He has been involved this year, as he was responsible for the Daniel Craig photo shoot in Esquire magazine this month. However, DK are releasing Blood, Sweat and Bond, behind the scenes of Spectre, on the 27th of October. The book will feature photography by Rankin, as well as a number of celebrity photographers. It will showcase everything regarding the latest film, including specially commissioned portraits of cast and crew. On the 2nd of November, the James Bond Ultimate Sticker Collection is being released by DK. Packed with over 1,000 stickers, this is obviously aimed at the younger Bond fans out there, but it's still a necessary addition to your James Bond book collection. Some of the stickers will feature the latest additions in Spectre, including the DB10 and the Spectre ring. The James Bond Archives, the massive 600-plus page beast of a book published by Taschen, is being released again with added Spectre content, of course. The original, published in 2012, had an RRP of £135 and sold for around £80. It was as much as £200 at one point when it was out of print, but another printing saw prices go down once more. What's interesting about this re-release is it looks to be the same chunky book, but is available for £34. At that price, I'm definitely double dipping, but if you haven't got a copy yet, it's a no-brainer. Get it, you won't be disappointed. Oddly, Amazon had it listed months ago, and I immediately placed a pre-order. They cancelled it last week, claiming they weren't able to source it, but now it's back again, so let's hope it stays around this time. If it does release, it should be released on the 7th of November. As well as the usual books, there are other bits of Spectre merchandise that collectors will want to add to their collection. Sam Smith's theme song, Love It or Hate It, will be released on CD on October the 23rd, despite already being available for streaming and download. My only thought is a last-minute promotion in stores for the weekend before the film is released, and a push for securing number 1 on the Sunday before. A vinyl version of the single will no doubt also be available to buy. Sticking with the musical theme, Thomas Newman's soundtrack will be available shortly after the release of the film. Amazon US lists the date of release to be 13th of November, but I would expect it to be available sooner in the UK. Sam Mendes has reported the film will have over 100 minutes of music, so we'll have to wait and see how much of that will be included on the CD. As with all film releases, copies of the posters are always available to purchase. They're usually produced by Pyramid International and are very affordable. If you're after original one-sheets, expect to pay much, much more, or ask your local cinema nicely to obtain a cinema-quality poster. In the most blatant attempt to make collectors double dip, Royal Doulton are re-releasing Jack the Bulldog, last seen in the final moments of Skyfall, having been bequeathed to Bond in M's will. The dog, having been a desk ornament, was caught up in the MI6 explosion and therefore damaged and discoloured. A perfect version of the dog was released to coincide with Skyfall, priced at £50. Stock was limited and is now reaching prices of up to £130 on eBay, a mere 3 years after release. Of course, the dog is being released again, in a Spectre presentation box, but now comes complete with wounds experienced from the explosion. It will be priced at £48 and will be available soon. Go to the Royal Doulton site and sign up for a stock update so you don't miss out. Carta Mundi, the playing card firm who've been a partner of Bond for many years, are issuing a Spectre-themed deck in a similar vein to the last 4 Bond films. They're also releasing an updated version of their movie poster deck, with Spectre additions, and a luxury poker set containing 300 poker chips and cards in a 007 logo presentation case. The poker set will set you back £100. No listings currently exist on Amazon at the time of writing, so I'm not sure about the official release date. There is still to be some official confirmation from Corgi and Hornby, but it's very likely that Corgi will be releasing their first new Bond car since 2008's Aston Martin DBS. They haven't missed a Bond film yet, having released yet more versions of the DB5 for Skyfall and the 50th anniversary of Goldfinger. The Collectors Club of Great Britain have reported that Corgi have signed a deal to produce replicas of the DB10. A possible picture of the car was also featured in an advert in the latest edition of Empire. It would certainly be nice to see Corgi produce a brand new car, rather than just redo the DB5 for the umpteenth time. Toy State, the company that made light and sound and remote control versions of some of the cars in 2012, looks to be releasing 3 different versions of the DB10. Again, no official announcement appears to have been made, but they are listed on their website. On the more expensive side, Hot Wheels are due to release a 1:18 scale die-cast replica of the new DB10. To be sold for at least £140, the car is apparently not going to be available until March 2016, which seems strange, as you'd expect them to cash in on the film's release. The Hot Wheels website doesn't seem to have any details regarding the model at the moment. Scalextric will be launching a Spectre edition of their famous racing tracks. The cars featured will of course be the DB10 and Jaguar CX-75. Expect the set to be priced at around the $130 to $150 mark. There's no confirmation yet regarding release date. All of the toy makers seem to be very cagey and slim on details regarding their Spectre collectibles. With the film a month away, I would certainly expect more details to be released very soon. Belvedere have become the official vodka of Bond, which means they've launched a limited edition bottle. It can be yours for around £30 to £40 and is available in regular supermarkets. I got my bottle in Tesco. There are some very limited bottles, but they are not available for regular purchase. And finally, if you're still feeling flush having bought everything else, you can get yourself the official limited edition Spectre Seamaster Aqua Terra 150M Omega watch. Yours for only £4,000 to £5,000. There are lots of other books, cars and other collectibles being released over the next few months, but the ones featured in this video link directly to the new film release. I'll produce another video detailing the other bits of merchandise available soon. If I've missed anything, please let me know.